I remember sitting in the theater and being so excited to see this new play in Toronto, The Kink in My Hair. I thought to myself, finally, somebody's written something about us, about our hair and loving our hair, the kink, the curl, the whatever it is. And I love the whole idea of it being in this beauty parlor where the real talk happens, where the truth happens, and where girlfriends meet and they laugh and they cry and they speak the truth always. What happens in the shop stays in the shop. It does. Trey Anthony is award-winning because of that play, but because of so many other things. As the executive producer and actor and creator, professional motivational speaker, Trey is a force to be reckoned with. And that smile moves mountains. It does. It does. She is so busy doing so many amazing things. Alan mentioned the documentary that's coming out during the Black Film Festival. We are so excited to see it. Talk to you a little bit about it. I want to know more. But right now, Trey is going to come, and she's going to bless us with her story. And you know it's always the truth. Fasten your seatbelts.
Lolly knew to put the Apple box back. He was like, Trey, Yeah, I wanted to put my shoes on, but girl, they were hurting me, man. So we just take them off. Anyways, welcome, family. How we doing? Okay, I'm gonna speak today. They said to come up with women who inspire you. And of course, for those of you who know me, grandma, mom, and I have to sum it up all in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to tell you the story of my grandmother and mother, and I think a lot of us will relate to this. My grandmother, Maud Enid Coley, took a boat. 18 days sailed from Jamaica to England. She left behind 4 children to be greeted by a sign on the door that read, "No dogs, no cats, and no blacks." Whenever I feel scared, I conjure up Grandma in my mind. I come from a woman who sailed across the world 18 days. I can have no fear. Yet I'm often scared. Scared of failure, scared of being too much, scared of not being enough, scared of speaking up, scared of being silent, scared of loving too much, scared of looking fat in my jeans, scared that I am becoming my mother. My mother, she drives a 14-wheeler truck from Toronto to Florida. She cannot afford movers, so she decides she is capable to drive this on her own. She needs to move, she needs to leave. 2 states in, she suffers a panic attack and has to pull over. She is hunched over at the side of the highway, panicked, she is overwhelmed. This is too much. But when she sees her daughter's face pressed against the truck window watching her, she climbs back into the truck and begins to drive. Drive slowly and determined across 6 states. I often think of my mother in her panic whenever I feel fearful. I conjure up my mother in my mind. I come from a woman who drove a 14-wheeler across 6 states. I cannot have fear. Yet often I am fearful of not being chosen, fearful of being chosen, fearful that I will make mistakes, fearful that I want you to stay, fearful to say I need to go, fearful when I leave. My grandmother leaves us at night. 6 nights a week she cleans the London trains. She works for London Transport. She works 12 hours a night. She is proud of her good government jobs. She has a uniform, a blue shirt and black pants. Every time I hear the term blue-collared worker, I think of my grandma. Her starching her uniform proudly. She gets up when she is tired. Whenever I feel tired, I conjure up my grandma, weary, tired, and still getting up. I cannot be tired, yet I'm often tired. Tired of asking for permission, tired of being a woman in this industry who often feels unheard and unseen. Tired of going to another diversity conference and nothing much changes. Tired of seeing another all-white theater season and another all-white TV show. Tired that this world does not reflect me or other women like me. I'm too young to feel this tired. My mother is too young to have a baby at age 17. Yet she has me, and she drops out of school. Years later, my mother decides she needs to go back to school to get her high school diploma. I'm in high school, and we sit side by side at the kitchen table doing our homework. She is determined, she is hopeful that this piece of paper will change the trajectory of her life. Whenever I feel defeated or homeless or hopeless, I conjure up my mother sitting at the table, biting softly on her left side of her lip, trying to understand fractions while studying maps of Canada. I cannot feel defeated. I come from a woman who memorizes high school geography while trying to raise a family on her own. But often I feel defeated. Defeated when I feel my efforts do not match my pay as a woman. Defeated that I am running out of time to do everything that I want to do. Defeated that my baby nephew is growing up in a world where little black boys are being hunted and there is little that I can do. Defeated that instead of raging about this, my aging has made me wiser and softer. My grandmother decides that 69 is too young to retire. And she is tired of watching Oprah and Young and the Restless. She decides that she needs to just reinvent myself. To my teenage horror, she gets a job at the mall in the food court. My favorite hangout spot. My grandmother loves her job. She has another blue and white uniform, and she is happy wiping tables, putting away trays. She is popular. She is chatty. She talks to everyone. She greets everyone by name. She holds court in the food court. People tell her she's a storyteller, a comedian. They tell her she is a natural, and she tells them she always wanted to be a comedian, an actor, or a singer, but life got in the way. Often when I go on stage to speak, perform, talk, I conjure up my grandmother holding court in the food court. I greet my audience by name. I tell dramatic stories about my life. I'm a crowd pleaser, I'm an actress, a writer, a comedian, a performer. Nothing can get in my way. At my best and at my worst, I'm a deadly combination of these two women. I'm stubborn like them, argumentative, bold, bossy, hot-tempered, self-absorbed. I am proud, hate to admit that I'm wrong. I take up so much space. I believe that the world needs to see me. Yet, I am highly sensitive, tender-hearted. Secretly, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I often cry alone. My grandmother dies June 17th, 2014. The last time we share space, she is dying. She is raging because she is dying. We are raging and we are angry, and she thinks that I have not done enough for her. And I think that I have done too much, so she rages with me. I am tired and depleted. She yells that she does not know how I became this woman that I am, so selfish, so self-absorbed, so ambitious, no time for her. We are two women, too much the same and yet so different. We are scared, and we know that we are running out of time. And I know that I'm not ready to say goodbye because I'm still scared, and I need her. I wish to say I love you, but I can't. I wish for her to say I love you, but she can't. So instead I go home and I leave her not knowing this is the last time. And I do what I do best. I write about my rage. I write about her rage. Yet I know to heal I cannot sit in that rage. I cannot sit in my guilt. So I hold on to my most precious memory of my grandmother, my favorite life lessons from her, my favorite memory. We are at an award show, something very similar like this. We are at an award show called the Vagina Warrior Award Show. I am getting an award. My grandmother is very proud, and she's sitting right there in the front row like she usually sits. And she is overdressed for the occasion, quite overdressed. She is sitting with this big brimmed hat, white gloves and a sequin dress, and red heels. Grandma says, I know I look fabulous. And she is proud, she is beaming. Later, she tells her friends, oh, it was quite an event, only white people. My grandmother usually deems the success of an event by how many white people are in attendance. She's been colonized. But before I'm about to go on stage for my award, there is an intermission. And I go to the bathroom, and some of you women can attest to this. When I go to the bathroom, there's this long line. The female bathroom, there's a long line. There's at least 50 women ahead of me, and I am waiting in line patiently. And as I am waiting, the bells ring to tell you that intermission is over, and there's still about 50 women ahead of me. And I think I hear my name. I quite clearly remember my name. I hear, Trey, where are you? And I see my grandmother in her wide brim hat, parting the crowd. And she says, what is taking you so long? You're going to miss your award? And I said, Grandma, I'm waiting for the bathroom. And she said, what about that bathroom over there? Why don't you use that bathroom? And she points at the men's bathroom. And I said, Grandma, I can't. I said, that's the men's bathroom. And she grabs my hand and she walks me over and she says, look at this. She said, there is a small little white man on the door, a sign that tells you that you cannot go in. A sign. When I went to England, there was a sign that said, no dogs, no cats, no blacks, and I still walked through. She said, you know how many signs there are going to be for you that tell you you cannot walk through? You know how many signs on the door they're going to say you cannot go through? Never ask permission to piss. Walk through. I walk through. I walk through. I walk through. I walk through the doors every single day for every unnamed black woman who cannot walk through. My grandmother and my mother will not be written down in history. You will never see them getting a fancy award or anything like that. But what I will do tonight is honor them by saying their name. Maud Enid Coley, I honor you. Angela Doreen Sr., I honor you. I walk through doors because of you. No cats, no dogs, no blacks. I keep walking. Let's keep walking. Thank you.